Liaной.
Hello.
Thank you so much for this interview. And I have to tell you that it's an interview with senior trainers, with our beloved.
Thank you for the invitation.
Okay. So I have several questions, and then we'll see how it comes.
Okay. Okay.
The first question: how long have you been in biosynthesis? How many years? How long?
Well, since 81.
Mm.
Yeah, since 81. I think I'm the youngest in biosynthesis from Lily and Eunice, I don't know. Since 81. When David started to go to Brazil, then I was with him, and then I follow him since then. Every year, even when I was living here in Germany, I came to Switzerland to have supervision and therapy with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you lived in Germany?
Yes.
So you were not in Brazil that time?
I lived in Germany 85 to 87, and then during this period I was going to Zurich to have a therapy with him. Mm-hmm. I was there 1 week after Till was born. Yeah, it was a nice moment.
Mm-hmm. And we know, or everybody knows, that you have two institutes in São Paulo, for bioenergetic and biosynthesis.
That's true.
And I also know that you have psychoanalysis in background and God knows what else.
Psychodrama,
yeah.
Gestalt.
And my question is, why have you chosen biosynthesis?
Oh.
Because you have a lot of things, and then since 1981 you told you follow
David.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why? Did David charisma play any roles in it?
Look, after I was training psychoanalysis, I was really tired to be looking to the ceiling and see, lying down in the couch. And then I found law in New York. Mm-hmm. And then when I started bioenergetic, I was first of bioenergetic, I did psychodrama. And for me, the act, to stand up from the couch, to stand up and to go to the act, this was very important in my life. Mm-hmm. Then I was missing the body. And then I met Dr. Lowe in New York. Mm-hmm. And bioenergetic was a turn point of my life. He was very precisely, and he was my teacher and my therapist. But then after, when I met Lowen, I was missing something. Mm-hmm. And there was a moment that I knew already how to do catharsis and all those things that we start in bioenergetic, And I thought, well, no, it's missing something. And then when I met David, and all the question of biospirituality and the soft touch and more existentialist, this really hugged me, Mm-hmm. I thought now it's time to go more in chakras and another kind of language. Mm-hmm. Also to be only in the body was too much. And then David was for me some discovering, completely different from Lowen. Mm-hmm. And I was a very strong and bioenergetic woman, Mm-hmm. And then to discover the subtles, the existential, meditation, all those things was very important for me. Mm-hmm. And really I learned a lot. The combination in my life as a therapist with bioenergetic psychoanalysis and bioscience. I think today I'm much more in bioscience. I understand more the theory of bioscience. That is very complex, not so easy. I thought I understood, but I think now I can understand this.
Why you think you can understand it better now?
Yeah.
After all these years?
Yes, after all these years. because I think first I want to learn about psychotherapy, you know, and it was something, well, different from Lowen, more in the subtle ways of work, more meditation. And then I started to go more deep and deeper in the readings of the papers of David and the books. And I found little small things there.
Yeah, some nuances.
Some incredible. It's the same, but it's like, wow, this is different now. Maybe I'm more adult, grown up. I don't know, to read in a different way. His lectures and the books, you know. So I found much more complex now. It's not so easy to teach it, to understand, but I like it very much. I'm much more connected with Dave now than bioenergetic.
But you met Lowen before?
Before.
Years before.
Yeah, in the 79, not too much, 3 or 4 years before, yeah. Yes.
And then David.
And then David, yeah.
And did David's personality play any roles in your choice? Just personality?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we follow
the leader, the master.
Yeah, because of his personality, because of his soul, it was not about this.
It was not so much about that, you know, but of course, for me, David has charisma.
Yeah.
But more than this, because Lowen had a lot of charisma, I think he is a very deep person, you know. What attracted me in David is that he's very deep. Always when I went to Switzerland to meet him, I said, what are you reading? And he always was reading Goethe or some poems or something like this. And this was very impressive for me. I always like to talk about theoretical part with Dave. And he also, you know, we exchange a lot. Like I was very curious. I wanted to know about everything. It was much more about his personality, but his head. He's brilliant man for me, you know. He really has a fantastic knowledge, and this makes me attract me very much towards him. Yeah.
About some concepts. We know that there are a lot of very nice concepts in biosynthesis, but my question is, what is the main thing for you?
For me now?
Yeah.
Because I think I changed a lot, huh?
Oh, you can tell what was the main point that time and what is the main point now.
I think when I started I was very connected with resonance. Are you comfortable? Yeah. With the concept of resonance, because this was this was completely different from transference, you know. And then I thought, well, beyond transference is resonance. So we have to find the resonance. Then I was very connected with this. Of course, I was connected before with the layers, you know, mesoderm, ectoderm, endoderm. But now I understand much more about motoric field. I love the concept of motoric field, you know, because I can teach. If I teach sexuality, I put in the motoric field. If I teach character analysis, I put in the motoric field, you know, because I think this is, wow, great, because goes connected with brain. All the neuroscience and movements, all this is very connected with all the concepts of motoric field. And I think trauma, of course, because we are working with trauma about 10 years with David, and we had 10 years of workshops of trauma. And I think when David said for the first time for me, we don't touch a trauma, we touch the drama. And this was for me like, wow, this is, of course, because the trauma is so completely another thing. My memories, what people said about my trauma, says about my trauma, and I created dramas. And this also makes a difference in the trauma work. The several dramas that a traumatic person does in his life to cover the trauma. So, drama, motoric fields, neuroscience, that is coming for us more and more. For me, it attracts me a lot now. I think bioscience in this moment, they have everything. Is everything there. Also, I understand much more about landscape, because I feel a very good concept also. We are going to work with landscape in our workshop next week.
Okay.
But I think that all this creation of work with landscapes, like detotalization, the scene, you know, I think it's brilliant too.
Yes.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
And about motoric field, you know, we have the third program, which is finished now.
Yeah.
And you teach there, when you were there, you teach about motoric fields and character tendencies, etc.
Yeah.
And one girl make her diploma work with the title "Whether Motoric Fields Can Be a Mask."
Wow,
It's interesting.
nice.
It's after your seminar.
Wow, nice.
Like motoric field as a mask.
The movement, yes.
It's
Like a defense.
Yeah,
Very interesting. I want to see it.
Yes. It is partly translated, so I'll give it.
Okay.
just-
Yeah, very interesting idea. Yeah, like a defense. The movement as a defense.
She call it mask, but okay,
But it's
mask.
of
it's defense.
course.
Interesting.
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad.
If you have to explain what is biosynthesis about to some other therapists from body psychotherapy, from other body approaches, what would you tell them?
Well, I could say that biosynthesis, it's, of course, I work with body, mind and soul, and I think this to work with the soul or to look for essence makes a difference, you know, because essence for us in biosynthesis, as you know, it's not unconscious, much more than this, to look for the real truth on yourself. But how to explain this for the people who's not used to our concepts of theoretical concepts? I think it's really to say that to look for the life fields and to go to the essence, well, I don't know, it's different only touching muscles, you know, or only work with body. Because we have something very hiding self. It's not easy to find the essence.
Yeah, sure.
No, but I think this is the difference, to go and find the essence, to do the exercise, to go to the subtle part of ourselves, to do massage, do whatever you want, but to go to look for the seventh field, the essence. I think this is different. I think we should understand how to say this for the bioenergetic people.
Do you have an idea how to
because
describe?
I'm thinking about bioenergetic, but of course they have biodynamic, body dynamic, and lots of things, biosystemic and everything. I think the difference between David and the others, bios, is this: we are not only bodies. And now in my age, with 76 years old, I know that I'm not only body. Before I thought I'm body, let's do it.
Before you told your head, then body.
The head and body, you know. And now I know this, how to make effort of meditation. I'm trying to meditate every day to put my soul much more on resonance, on mindfulness, you know, to be present, to be present with myself. I think makes a lot of difference, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple and in the same time it's very complicated.
Yes.
Not only muscles, not only body, but beyond this.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond this is to look for the truth. Because for me, essence is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And when David say biospirituality, and he says in direction of the body, he doesn't forget the body.
Mm-hmm.
He says the body is there.
Yeah.
But beyond the body we have this,
Mm-hmm.
much more than this. And this for me makes really sense, because Lois always said, in direction to the body, go to the body. The truth is in the body, the self is the body.
Mm-hmm.
And we know it's not only this, it's
Mm-hmm.
much more than this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. But if you have to explain what biosynthesis is about to just common people, not
Okay.
for psychotherapists,
Yeah.
not for psychologists, just for
Yeah.
common people from the street, how you will
I would
do it?
say that if I find someone in the street and say, come on, I want to explain biosynthesis, it's a way of life. It's really a way of life. What means to be a way of life? What you eat, the kind of energy you have, how you treat yourself, how you treat your health, you know. This saying, when he says biosynthesis is a way of life, it's true. And when David said biosynthesis is an open system, that means I can tell you in the street that we can put everything that what's happening nowadays, technology, how to think about technology in our process of therapy, in our life, not only this. I think we open for the moment now. You know, and this is important because most of the therapy, they are closed. They have a theory and they close it there.
Mm-hmm.
And when he says it's an open system, a way of life, yes, it's like beliefs. You have to believe how to change your thoughts, your way of life. It's not only change the feelings, the emotions, but it's much more things than that. And the other thing that David said so many years ago, and now I think it's very important, he said biosynthesis is ecological. And when he says it's a system, ecological system, means that we have to take care of our body, our organism, in our environment. I need to be ecological too. Means I need to treat myself in an ecological way.
If a person is searching for psychotherapy, you can explain him or her the benefits of biosynthesis, like that it's open system, it's whole system, it's ecological system,
And a way of life.
and it's a way of life.
And a way of life, yes, because I think this is important. My way of life could be completely different from you.
Yeah.
I'm not judging anybody, but I have to think, what is my way of life? My beliefs and everything, you know, my family, my children, what I'm doing with this. So I think when he says way of life, it's huge concept. Yeah, how I think my life now. And nowadays, how I think technology in my life now, because of course technology is there. Yeah. How I think when biosynthesis says is a way of life, is a way of thinking your health also. We are, of course, now in this moment in the epidemic of cancer because of food, because of pollution, smoke, everything. Biosynthesis is a way of life. You have to think and think about this, to stop and think about this, what I'm doing with for myself, with all those environment. So I think I can say this for people. Take care of yourself.
Yes. Do you think that biosynthesis has any limitations or contraindications? Or not?
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
do you think? What do you think?
Wow. Limitation, yes. Because I don't think we can know everything, you know. I don't think we are so narcissistic like this that we know everything. So we have some limitations. Counterindication, no, because I have been working with this for many years, I don't know, and I see the results of the people, you know. I see the results with my clients. I don't think so. We can work with psychotic people. We can work with borderline people because we have a lot of research to work with those kind of people, you know. I have some people in my office that suddenly they break and go to psychosis. I can really work very deeply with massages, sensible touch, and try to create again not a fragmented ego, but more integrate ego, you know. So I don't think so. But yes, of course, we still have to bring more things inside of bioscience.
Yeah, it's my next question. But when you told about limitations, it sounded like we as
Trainers.
psychotherapists, we have some limitations, but not biosynthesis as a approach.
I know, I understand what you say. Yes, we have, but I think it's not finished biosynthesis.
Yes.
This, I think, you know, the limitation that I'm saying is David was very open head, and he brings the new inside of the biosynthesis, and I think we are in big change in our life now that we're going to bring new things again, you know. For example, I think more neuropsychology. I think in neuroscience much more, you know, more Porsches, more those people in, not about trauma, because I think we know a lot how to work with trauma, you know. Yeah, but I think more going on what's happening in life, you know, more doing how we are going to do therapy through the computer.
By Skype, you mean?
By Skype, yeah. We have to also to do and how to touch, because
through internet.
Through internet.
How?
I think.
Can you tell me
how
it's possible?
We have to go in this direction. Otherwise, we are going to stay away from the people, you know, because all the bios, they are doing this. We have to do. Well, how to touch? I can say through the internet, breathe deep, try to do some movement, touch your hands and see what do you feel, you know. We can work with the body. We must do it. We must learn, because everybody is going to this now.
Yeah, for example, we can have our clients which are living not in our city, in some other town, or maybe just in some other country.
Yeah.
And we don't want to break our process, so we have to work through Skype.
We have to learn this.
We have to learn.
How to put the body on the Skype.
Yes.
Like you are going to Brazil now in November, and I'm sure if someone wants to make therapy with you from Brazil,
oh my God,
then you can do through internet. Yeah. So I think we still have because the world is in a big change, and I think bioscience, the most beautiful thing of bioscience, we go together with all what's happened in our world, you know, not like the other bios that I know. They had the creative, beautiful, theoretical process, beautiful, but they stop on the 70s, yes, something like this. This is this and this is this. It's somehow how it's closed, you know, and bioscience is not. We include everything. The concept of inclusion is beautiful in bioscience also. I like this.
Interesting, which fields you think should be developed more? For example, David doesn't work with group, with children. So, and there are people who are working with group, with children.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and these fields should be developed according to main concepts in biosynthesis. What else you think should be developed?
I think much more with children.
Yeah.
We need this research with groups, of course, big groups, not only small groups too, yeah. And sexuality.
Yes, I know that.
I'm going to speak about this.
Tell us something about this, because I know that you have. You led a workshop for sexuality, and we were missing this. So maybe you can say a couple of words what we should develop in our understanding of sexuality.
I think we needed to speak a little bit more about sexuality, you know, in biosynthesis. It's like sometimes it's too much in the spirituality.
Yes.
Too much here. Of course, David didn't say be spaced out. He say here and in this direction. Yeah,
this
but
point belongs to.
No, we are not a split. But I think he speaks very little about sexuality. If you look in the books, or if you look in his tests, it's very little.
Yeah, I know. Because I was searching.
This.
Yeah.
So we needed to speak much more about life force. Not so only life force, but life force in direction of sexuality. Because in nowadays people are very confused with their sexuality, genders, the question about gender, transsexuality. We need to go in this field also now. Because the young people are there, you know. I'm not a boy, I'm a girl, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. And those kind of gender and all those things, I think we need to go there. How to work with transgender, transsexual, trans...
If they want to work with this.
Yeah. They come to me, you know. I have, or pedophilia, I have a client, or those things you have to understand. How to go to the soul of those people, because they suffer a lot. We know how to work with trauma, we know how to work with abused people, we know how to work with anger,
sadness.
Catharsis, sadness. But sexuality, I think it's missing. And as David now, it's old and he doesn't want to go to write about this anymore. I think it's we, the trainers, who have to do it. Yeah, because it's missing. And I have people with transsexual, you know, already. Or the question of gender also. And the people who's young, they have this question. So for me, sexuality, because we have a neuroscience. He gave for us so much about Porges and the vagal system and all those things. I miss sexuality. That's what I miss, you know, in this moment, to work with gender and those things.
Do you have any articles? You?
No, not yet. I'm trying to write a book, huh?
About sexuality?
No, about character. But maybe I can have it some sexuality too, because it's a question that I like it very much, you know.
Because each character has its own sexuality.
Yes.
And each character has his own peculiarities in sexuality.
Yes.
So one character has one questions about sexuality, the other character has the other questions, different roots, different performance,
different traumas, different traumas. And also every character has, every moment of sexuality has the motoric field too. Or the layers, or how to use the layers in sexuality, because sexuality, if I speak in the orgasm curve, is the integration of ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. When Reich said about life force, because sexuality is vitality, life force. And we know in biosynthesis, to speak about life force, to speak about those integration of the layers. They dance together. They are not split. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I feel a bit jealous that I didn't participate in the seminar, but maybe.
Next time we're doing in biosynth.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know that you have students in many, many countries.
Yeah.
Are they different?
Yeah.
You mean what is different in students in Brazil, in Europe, in Russia? Generally, I don't mean that you are different from me. I mean just students as a community. I don't know.
Yes.
What is different?
No, it's different because because of the culture. We create the culture has a character too, you know, and the culture creates a character in the persons also, in the people, in the individual. So I think like in Brazil we can express a lot very loud and sing and dance. But when a man look at a woman and say, let's go to have sex, then the woman maybe, oh no, I was only playing, you know.
I would better dance and sing.
Dance and sing, you know. And I think in other countries it's completely different. They are not sing or dance so much. When they are together, it's true. It's real. Like I see this in people from Prague, in Germany, you know, and here it's much more integrated. Now, well, we are integrated too. I don't want to speak bad about Brazil, but we are more superficial in this kind of sexuality like this, you know. And I think here sexuality is much more repressive, as I said, I saw last week. But when I see the man and a woman together, I feel that there are reality there. They are not playing, you know. It's much more dense. People in Moscow, I think it's more dense, and they are completely different. The cultures, you know, completely different. It's incredible because I love to work with character, you know this, and when I go to the country, I say, which kind of character I have here in this group, and then I realize the difference of the food, of the smell of the country, of the behavior of the people. I learned a lot for travel in my life, you know, how to approach people, how to teach the people. It was really a fantastic experience for me in my life. I think I could not learn at university what I learned in my life, traveling and giving a workshop, you know. People. Yeah, because I can touch the subject of people, and it's completely different. It is really completely different.
What is the specific of development of biosynthesis in your country?
How come?
Specific, I mean, do you have any difficulties in developing biosynthesis? Are people interested in it? Are any political or economical problems to develop psychotherapy, body psychotherapy?
Well, I think in my country, in Brazil, bioenergetic was more popular, and it was not so easy to come with biosynthesis, you know. Even though we have now good groups and all those things, but we speak much more about spirituality or meditation. This is more after, let's say, after 10 years or 80 years, you know, before it was not so easy to speak about this. People want to be more bodily, and now I think we have more, but we have good acceptance. But as we have a crisis, economic crisis in Brazil, and so it's not so easy to do the body psychotherapy, you know. First, because we are 5 years of training program. Now I'm trying to put 4 years only, and it's too long.
We have 4.
You
of
have
basic,
four,
of
yeah, but you
foundation.
have one of two of supervision.
Yes, we have 4 years of foundation training,
Yeah.
and then 2 years of
Yeah.
so-called advanced supervision
Yeah,
training.
yeah. So we have 5 years. It's like 3 years foundation, 2 years supervisions. You know. But even though the people doesn't have money, and also in our days the hyper velocity of life, you know, change of everything every minute. They want to have quick things,
Yeah.
and to do quick things in bioscience is not so easy. We do meditation Friday night and say, come on, come. But to do like in bioenergetic, we can do very quick the 1 day exploration workshops of exercise, you know. It's not so easy to do like those things in bioscience. It's much more deep, it's much more complex, more complicated. It's not so, yeah, and the political situation, our economic situation, bioscience is a little bit more complicated, you know.
I
Yeah.
see. What can you tell to Russian students? Just a couple of words.
Well,
Just I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
a message, your short message to Russian students. Because now, you know, in October we will start the 5th program.
wow, my God,
And
congratulations.
next year we'll start. We're going at least.
Yeah,
Let us hope. At the 6th program.
yeah.
I told 6th problem. 6th program.
Sometimes program is a problem. We
It
know
is.
this as a leader of
It
institute.
yeah.
It's too much work, Vika. It's a lot of work, but we have a passion. What I would like to say first, that I love Moscow. That was very important to my life. I learned a lot here. Second, I think it's really, really great to have this training program, to learn research, to learn about yourself, because the program is not only to learn theoretical or do some exercise, it's to learn about yourself. So to enjoy the program is to grow up. And my message for you, come on, come, don't be afraid to grow up.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Vika.
Vika.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank you. We put this with subtitles, with Russian subtitles, and
Yeah.
we put it in YouTube. In our
Then you
channel.
tell me.
Yeah, sure. I will
Okay.
send it, and when you approve, we'll put it in our YouTube channel. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.